What's going on, everyone? It's me, Lone, and if you follow me on Twitter at all, you'll know that over the past 2 weeks, I've been playing a lot of Fallout 76. We've had some late nights in there, it's been a lot of fun, but I'm now in the portion of Fallout 76 where I've finished the main story of Wastelanders, and I'm currently doing a lot of high-level quests and events, getting as many legendary pieces of armor and weapons as I can, you know, farming for gold bullion, things like that. And I want to share one piece of my mission for you right now, and that's getting the brand new T65 Power Armor that's been released with the release of Wastelanders. So if you play Fallout 76, you'll know that there's a bunch of different sets of power armor in the game, whether it's the T51B, the T60, XO1, Ultrasight, etc. And they all have different levels of damage resistance, energy resistance, and radiation resistance. But with the release of Wastelanders and the introduction of the T65 Power Armor, we now have a brand new, most powerful power armor in the game. And this is based on the fact that some people on the internet have gotten different pieces of the power armor, and we can tell based on the stats how they compare to existing power armors in the game. So from what I can see, the T65 is the most powerful, and I want it. So in this video, I want to be showing you how to get all the pieces of the T65 power armor in the game. Now mind you, I currently cannot get all the pieces of the T65 because I don't have enough gold, and I'll need to be playing for a little bit longer to be able to get those T65 pieces, and indeed any of the mods that I want for it, like the jetpack for instance. So let's now jump into the gameplay, and I'll explain why the T65 is going to take me a little bit to get. Let's do it. Alrighty, so we are currently in Vault 79 in-game, and this is essentially the area where you're going to finish the main story of Wastelanders and be introduced to the new currency that the game has, called gold bullion. The idea is that once you finish Wastelanders, you want to get as much of this gold bullion as possible because you can use it to trade for rare plans, and specifically for rare plans attached to weapons and different armor pieces, which is why we are here. There is a trader in Vault 79 which you can use to trade for those pieces of the T65 Power Armor, and I'll show you where it is and why I currently can't get all the pieces, but kind of soon I'll be able to. So head over this way to this character called Regs, and when you click on Trade Gold Bullion, you'll see he has a bunch of plans for a bunch of different great pieces of armor and also weapons. So you got the Gauss pistol, the plasma caster, that's one I want to get as well later on, but to me the T65 is more important. I really want to get my hands on that. And I'll go all the way down here because there are so many plans that he sells, including actually pieces of the Strangler Heart Power Armor, which I know is super popular, but what we want is the T65. Now, you'll see that I currently have 2,500 pieces of gold bullion, but here's how expensive each of the pieces are. The helm itself is 1,650. So I could buy that right now, but then that means I can't get any of the other pieces. Then you look at the left arm and the left leg, they're 1,000 each, as are the right arm and the right leg plans as well. They're each 1,000. And then you've got the torso. So all up, the full set of T65 Power Armor, or specifically the plans for that Power Armor, is 6,900 pieces of gold bullion, which means it's going to take you a little bit, especially if you're starting from scratch, to get the gold bullion required to buy all of these plans. However, I'll give you some tips along the way. So when you finish Wastelanders, you're going to have a choice in terms of whether you want to take all of the gold bullion for yourself or split it between the settlers and raiders, or just between you and whichever faction you want to support, right? You don't do what I did, all right? Don't do what I did and split the gold. Take it all for yourself. Trust me, it's worth it, because if you take all the gold for yourself, you get 1,000 pieces of gold bullion, which is going to give you a great head start to get some of these plans that you want. If you don't and you do what I did, you're only going to have 500 pieces of gold bullion. So it's going to take you a little bit longer. So now I've done the calculations, in fact, and I'm going to get it up on my phone because there's a bit to go through. So as I mentioned, the full set of T65 is 6,900 pieces of gold bullion. Now, if you minus the 1,000 that you get if you do that option in Wastelanders at the end, you will need only 5,900 pieces of gold bullion. Now, here's how it works. each day in 76, you can get this thing called treasury notes, right? You'll get them by doing events, by completing the dailies for the factions, etc. And as you keep accumulating all of these treasury notes, you can trade them in for gold bullion. But here's the catch. You can only trade in for 200 gold bullion each day. And then that resets each day and you can get another 200 gold bullion. To get that 200 gold bullion, you want to trade in 20 treasury notes. Whenever you do an event or a daily, you'll get anywhere from like 2 to 3, maybe sometimes 4, depending upon what event that you do. You'll get 2 to 4 pieces or 2 to 4 treasury notes, which you can then use to start to trade for that gold bullion. So what you want to do is ensure that every day you have enough of those treasury notes to trade for the full 200 gold bullion that are available at those vendors. Those vendors are at the foundation camp for the settlers or at the crater for the raiders, and they're like a red little machine, and you can find guides for them. I can also show you them in game as well if you'd like later on. But that's what you do. You trade in 20 treasury notes for 200 gold bullion every single day, which means that each week you can get 200 times 7, which is 1400 pieces of gold bullion by that method. The second method of getting gold bullion is that there is a trader at the Wayward called Smiley, and you can actually spend 6,000 caps to get another 300 pieces of gold bullion once a week. You can only do that once a week, not every day. And then next week you come along, it's reset, and then you can spend another 6,000 caps to get 300 more pieces of gold bullion, which means that every single week you can get a maximum amount of 1,700 pieces of gold bullion, which means that if you only need 5,900 to get all of the pieces of the T65 and you can get 1,700 a week, that means it'll take you from start to finish about 3.5 weeks to get all of the pieces of the T65 armor plans, which means approximately it's about 24 days, right? And for me, since I already have 2,500 pieces of gold bullion, I have about 18 days to go. Maybe like slightly over 18 days. I think it's about 19 days for me. So I still have a little bit to go. I still have, several weeks to be able to get all of these pieces. However, what I can do is buy the helm for you right now to show you what it looks like, to show you some of the stats, to show you it being constructed, and to show you, the process of you buying these plans to be able to craft the T65. And I'm going to do this, and I'm also going to get the jetpack one day. So again, look, I'll show you some of these plans before I buy it. You've got different mods for the T65 that you can get, the medic pump, the motion assist servo, stuff like that. The jetpack itself, which is 2,000, it's even more expensive than any of the pieces of the armor, and that's the next thing I'll get on top of the armor, so that's going to take me a little bit as well. So I'll go all the way up here. I'll show you some of the other things as well. Blood cleanser, calibrated shocks. I probably am going to do that because that increases your carry weight. It's really, really effective. But let's do the helm. So the helm itself is 1,650 gold. I'm going to buy that, right? And now I'll go back to my camp and I'm going to craft this helm for you for the T65. So let's do that. Okay, so we're at my camp. I got a spare power armor chassis here. All we need to do is learn the plan that I just bought and craft the T65 power armor helmet. So let's do that. I'll head into notes, head to this plan, learn it. And now I've just learned the crafting item for the T65 power armor helmet. I'm very excited. So we go to my power armor station here. Let's see what it requires. I hope that I have enough materials. I should. There it is, T65 helmet. That's what it requires to actually craft. I could probably equip a perk card to make that cheaper, but I just want to do this for you now. As you can see, damage resistance is 85, energy resistance is 70, and radiation resistance is also 70. Let's craft that bad boy. Level 50. It's happened. It's happened. I hope this recording doesn't stuff up. So now let's enter into this, chuck in that fusion core. All right. I'm very excited. Like I'm doing nothing over the next 18 or 19 days that I have to, to create this armor. I can't even talk right now. I'm so excited. There is the helmet for the T65 power armor. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? It looks kind of silly with just the empty chassis, but I'm working towards it. I'm working towards getting the full set. How much gold do I have actually? Good question. I have 850. So tomorrow, when I get my extra 200 pieces of gold bullion, I'll be able to get a left arm, which I'm excited about. But I hope you liked this video, everyone. I wanted to see you wanted you to see rather the process of building the T65 and actually crafting one of the pieces. And I did the helmet because I think it's recognizable. It's going to make for a great thumbnail. And I was so excited doing this because I've been working for it for so long that I couldn't even speak in this video. So have fun with that. Let's go back to the main camera. Alrighty, Wastelanders, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below whether there's any other kinds of Fallout 76 videos that you want me to produce. I'd be happy to listen to all of you. And until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourselves, and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.